Hello, everyone. Women helping women entrepreneurs. So wonderful to be here. My name is Nicolette Halladay. I am the CEO and founder of Inspired Hearts Publishing. Today, I have Moira Camino, a co-author of the book, The Voyage and the Return, The Path to Self-Discovery. Welcome, Moira.
Thank you very much, Nicolette. Lovely to be here.
Yes. So before we get too into this, I just want to make sure we're in the right place. If you just be patient with me for a minute. Yes, we are. Yay. That's always a success. Hello, everyone, and welcome. So Moira, will you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about the work that you're doing in the world, and let's get started.
Hi, thank you very much, Nicolette. So I'm an intuitive healer and an empath myself. I started my healing journey when crystal healing diploma at the age of 25. So I've been doing it for over 20 years now, and I've just literally just added and added and added beautiful, really special modalities along the way. So like Akashic records, Merkaba, light body activation, Rohani healing, vortex healing. Crystals are my first love though. So I still work very much with crystals and with crystal healing with people. And that's been kind of like my ongoing journey. I've done other work, but they've been more the bread and butter work. But this is my real passion, is connecting with people.
I love it. And Moira did a guided meditation for a crystal healing for our contributors, which was absolutely amazing. In the description of this video, there are some ways that you can connect and work with Moira, but we're going to be digging into all of this during today's call. If you're joining, please say hello. If you have any questions, let us know. We are streaming through Zoom, so it's not always easy to see those comments, but I promise to circle back around and answer any questions. So great to be here. So I want to start with, you are a co-author of the book, The Voyage and the Return, The Path to Self-Discovery. Tell me what kind of caught your attention, what made you decide to jump on board and share your story in this book?
Well, with this one, it was so lovely because I was happy to co-author with people that wanted to give a message to the world. And as soon as I spoke to you about it, it was just immediately, wasn't it? It was just like, yeah, we get this message out to the world. And also it was lovely to co-author because I've not actually written a whole book myself yet, but I keep being told you need to write, you need to write, you need to write. And it's one of those things that's a confidence thing as well as anything else if you've not done it before. So I thought this was a really nice way to dip my toes in and work with other really lovely people at the same time.
Yeah, it really is. And it's just this amazing community. We all get to come together and kind of share the burden and the enthusiasm, the excitement around both the writing and the promoting of this book. So Moira's story is going to be in there as well as 16 other amazing contributors, all who have an incredible voyage that they have been on, and they're here to share about it and to really connect in a vulnerable and personal way with the audience. Make sure to sign up. There's also a link about how to be the first to know and get a whole package of really great resources when you sign up and buy the book on launch day. So that's coming out in middle of June. Super excited about that. So you shared a little bit about the work, and I know in your chapter, you kind of start, you talk about this beginning process. So let's go back to that. What was that like for you when you first started? I mean, obviously the work that you're doing is unconventional, and especially at that time, I mean, these days it's becoming more mainstream, more understandable. But at that time, I think people were kind of like, wait, what is this? So tell me a little bit about your story, how you kind of got into this healing and connecting with Crystal's journey, and how that was for you when you initially started doing that.
Yes, so I was doing illustration degree at the time, and somehow some kind of weird thing happened. Obviously, looking back, everything for a reason, where I got switched to do graphic design in the third year because my friend put my name down for graphic design as a joke, and then I kind of went along with it and didn't say, "Hold on a second, I'm not a graphic designer. I have no idea how to do it." So all of these kind of things was kind of bubbling under the surface of self-confidence, and I didn't feel enough as an illustrator, because to be an illustrator you have to be darn good artist. Fine art is what I should have done. Should have listened to my tutor, but I did not. And they didn't have any crystal courses, any holistic courses that I knew about at that time. And at that time I didn't know that I was interested in healing, because that wasn't even an option really in my mind. I just knew I believed in reincarnation, and I was very empathic, but I didn't know that everyone else wasn't like me as well. So it was just kind of, I just feel everyone's feelings, and everything would be quite overwhelming at times, but I just kind of got on with it. You know, I was young and all the rest of it. It was when I quit on the third year, so I got an HND at the time, and then left home and moved to Brighton. Luckily, is a really alternative place in England. It's a really, really cool place. If you've not heard of it, it's on the coast. It's just the best place to be as a student, or just post-student kind of times, and also after that, of course, as well. And whilst in Brighton, I just, basically had the darkest night. And from that point, I then met a lady who had a crystal in her hand, passed it to me. And it was in that moment that, looking back, even though I didn't go, wow, consciously, right, that's it, I'm going to become a crystal healer, and the rest of my life, I had a connection with the crystal in that moment of just understanding what the darkest night was, and that my soul was calling. From there, I started collecting some crystals. I even did some crystal kind of sent crystal healing to my uncle at the time, who was getting ready to pass away. And I just knew that putting crystals on his name and all that kind of thing was helping him. And then a friend of mine said, you must do this if you're collecting crystals all the time. So I ended up at that point splitting up with my partner of the time, and ended up doing a 2-year crystal diploma course. And that was literally it, really. Straight after that, yes, I went into normal jobs. So I had normal jobs from the very beginning, but I then started doing crystal healing part-time, as well as part-time work as well. And I've just kind of built up on that over the years. So it has been, it's been.
How long ago was this first connection with that first crystal?
So that was probably, would be when I was about 22 or 23. Yeah. I hadn't really come across it.
So quite some time ago, and way before, like, I feel like crystals are becoming a lot more kind of mainstream now, right? So this was way before. And I love that it's that really authentic, and like you were being, led to this path, it seems like.
Yeah, it definitely felt like, some people say it's a blueprint, now they're calling it a gold print, but you have markers along the way, or islands along the way, where you are going. If you're going the wrong way, the spirit and your guides and your soul will just take you there. And it felt like I was literally just being kind of, come on, over here, not over there, over here. And it felt very, very resonant with me on all levels. Yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah. So and you do share a bit about this journey in your chapter. How does your story, your journey that you've written about, and that you've experienced, that doesn't end up in the book, right? Because this is just a very snippet of a big journey that you've been on. How does your own experience connect directly to the work that you're doing?
I would say that it's because of that experience that I had that led me to healing, and that's led me to where I am today. If I hadn't had that experience, I don't know how much longer I would have been in the darkest night for, because I just didn't have anything or anyone to speak to about it. There was just no one around at that time.
Yeah.
So it literally was the chrysalis point, or the not even chrysalis point, but the making of me just going, oh, this is what I'm meant to do. And it kind of started clicking, as time goes on. Right, okay, I get it now. So it's definitely, that was the really, really major start of my journey that then has taken me to today and throughout my whole life. And that moment of connecting with the crystals and working with the crystals has, because we all go through ups and downs, had lots of things happen in my life, lots of bereavements, but that's always that seed point that's helped me through the whole way through, which has been amazing.
That's incredible. And so I'm sure it feels like a full circle moment oftentimes when you are quite literally the person putting the crystal in someone else's hand for the first time sometimes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, who are the women, or I think primarily women, right, that you work with, or men and
Yes.
okay. Well, share a little bit
Yes.
about who are the perfect people. Where are they maybe at in their life right now in this moment that you find yourself most aligning to and most able to help them in this journey?
Yeah, so it's two different types of people. So the first type is someone that's already quite spiritual. They're quite open to spirituality. So I do channeled healing with them, which is much deeper level of healing. It's for someone that really does understand a lot more about spirituality, and just, you know, the people that have got a real interest in it. If it's someone that's starting out, it would be crystal healing in person. I also do distance healing, so I can tune into the person absolutely fine as well. Distance healing, that's never been an issue. So yeah, it's either people that are starting out on the journey that are very, very blocked, but that is less so now, or people who are spiritual and have some kind of block. So, for example, I had a lady who is very spiritual. She's lovely. Her energy is amazing. We've done channeling via Zoom together, because most of my work is via Zoom now. And she had issues with just really afraid of men. She'd had abuse going on in the past. And although she was with a partner, she just didn't feel ready to marry him or be with him or even share the room with him, because something in her, the PTSD, obviously, and all of that came up. So what we did was we did 3 lots of channeled healing sessions, and the testimonial was just amazing. She was just saying, I feel really safe. We're sharing the same room. We're now looking to get married. I can sleep at night. It was just amazing. So those are the kind of people more so that I'm working with. But recently, especially with the Merkaba activation or the Akashic record readings, sometimes I do work with people that are to all of this, and that's fine on that level, because it's their soul coming up and saying, hi, I need to connect with someone who can actually explain to me what on earth's going on here. And I love to be able to do that for people, because that was done for me, and it's really nurturing and lovely thing to be able to do.
Yeah, it gives me a little bit of the goosebumps just to be that, kind of like paying it forward and really bringing it forward, because we're in this unique time right now where we're really being called to do that, to shine our light and be that of service for ourselves and other people. So wonderful that you're doing that. So what does say someone comes to you, they're feeling they're blocking, they're having some kind of block, they're really struggling, trying to get past some place in their life. What does it look like to work with you? What would that kind of frame it up for us a bit?
Yeah. So if it were, say, healing wise, imagine someone was coming to me physically, which won't be the case for many people if they don't live in the UK and near where I live. I would actually give them physical crystal sessions, crystal healing. If they don't, so I've worked with quite a few people where their symptoms have been very acute. So I worked, for example, with a teenage boy who was suicidal, and we did lots of sessions. It was about at least 6 sessions, and it was over a period of time. And he was then home being bullied, etc. But in general, it would be if someone is already quite spiritually awake, then we would have a Zoom call. So just like a 15-minute, 20-minute catch up. I'd find out what it is they want to do, what their deepest block is. And then we would book in for 3 sessions. And in those 3 sessions, after each session, because it's a very deep channeling session, when I say deep, it just means it's clearing past life, really, really deep core issues. And from the point of creation is always my intention. I also open up their Akashic records whilst I'm doing it. So I get really a lot clearer pictures of exactly what's going on, what happened, what needs to be cleared. And I also use theta healing as well. So it's kind of resetting their whole system and then updating the Akashic records. So they need a little bit of downtime sometimes. So that's why I always do a distance healing a day or 2 afterwards. And that's part of the silver package that I offer. And that's the one that most people that I work with actually do. Other people that come to me would come to me via Akashic records, and they are just literally, most of those people are, what am I doing with my life? What is going on? Am I in the right relationship? I want to move my job. I want to move area. I have no idea what my soul is telling me to do. And they might not even use the word soul. And that is when their Akashic record keepers and guides, a whole group of them, will channel through me, and we just literally just let them know they're loved, they're safe, you know, then this is way, these are ways that you can move forward. And that has been really beautiful as well, because that's really helped them to feel, oh my God, you know, I am safe, I am loved, I can do this. And then with the Merkaba that I've started doing since, say, about February kind of time, that one is where I teach people, or I activate with the help of Lord Metatron and Archangel Michael. We activate their Merkaba, which is your light body. So that's your 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th chakra. So that this is your physical body, and that's your light body above. And this is all the spiritual gifts, all the spiritual knowledge that we used to have in Atlantean times, and then it got shut down as we went into 3D, as humanity actually accepted it. And we did accept that. We said, okay, we're going to do that, we're going to go through this 3D experience, and now we're able to access this again. So I'm really passionate about activating people's Merkaba, because it means we all get to program it to protect ourselves from EMFs, from all sorts of things. And it means we can, as empaths or sensitives, we can be in this planet helping to raise the frequency without getting absolutely obliterated by any negative energy that there might be around.
Brilliant. So is that this newest edition, do you think, I guess my next question was, how does what you're doing, how is it different? How is it kind of standing apart from people who are doing similar work to what you're doing?
So I'd say the Akashic Records and the Akashic Records, every Akashic Record reader is different. So my Akashic Record readings tend to be quite straight to the point. That's how I work. I'm very, very straight to the point when I work with people. I don't dilly-dally and kind of, you know, obviously I'm always coming from a place of love, always coming from a place of, come on, you know, we can do this, you know, and I've got your back and they've got your back. All your spirits and guides have your back. And what I would say the difference is with my healing is specifically the channeled healing, because with the channeled healing, it's like, it's difficult to describe, but when I'm working with someone, I'll describe exactly where I am, and I bring in spirit animals, I bring in the cosmic medicine wheel. So I've been trained as a shaman. I do freestyle channeling as well, so I bring in sounds. And I also work with Andromeda, Sirius, Arcturus, Pleiades, and also Atlantean and Lemurian liquid. So I'm working with all of those, and ascended masters and the angels, the angelic realms. So whichever ones I need to bring in, they just literally come in. And because it's freestyle channeling, it means I don't dictate what the person needs. They just literally bring in exactly what is needed. And it is therefore described, you know, ongoing as quantum healing. So you are bringing in a very, very high frequency light into that being that then is going to upgrade them to 3D, from 3D to 5D, or start to upgrade their DNA. So this is why it's very, very specific and a pretty unique type of healing. So I love doing it.
Sounds super incredible. And make sure to check out the links for Moira in the description. There's ways to connect with her, to send a message to her, sorry about that, to send a message to her, to connect with her channeling, and also the
Merkaba. I know it's a difficult one if you're not. Yeah, don't worry. When I first heard about the Merkaba, I thought, what is that? Apart from I knew it was the Metatron's cube, I didn't know what it meant at all. So
yes,
great.
Yes, and you and Moira's a wealth of wisdom, and just a really gentle, a gentle soul, but also, like she says, really holding us accountable, right, to this progression that we're on. So beautiful. So on kind of a lighter note, what inspires you? What inspires you about the work you're doing? What inspires you about this book that we're publishing? What inspires you right now in life?
So the main thing is, and I do believe I was put on this earth to help raise the frequency of Mother Earth and everyone, not everyone, obviously, you know, I'm not able to heal everyone or anything like that, but as a collective, there are many of us that come in to do that. So in my nurse, in my soul, it's about helping other people. So if someone is, and it's not in a codependent way, but if someone is really struggling or someone spiritually is struggling, I can just connect, and I can connect with someone if they're in pain emotionally. So that's really what I love doing, is helping other people and helping them to be happy, you know, just to connect that beautiful self-love inside, and to know that they are more than worthy of love, that we're all worthy of love, we're all equal, and we all have access to these amazing gifts, you know, even if they're slightly different gifts, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. I love the work that you're doing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for shining your light and modeling really what is possible when you follow your own path, when you take that voyage of personal transformation and really are willing to be authentic and connect to your own heart, which is something you've done way before it sounds like it was popular or, you know, even something that was being talked about. I'm so grateful to have you a part of this book. Anyone who's joining, please make sure to check out Moira and the amazing work that she's doing. And if you're interested in maybe doing a session with her or asking her questions about the work and how she can support you, make sure you reach out and do that. Also sign up for the book launch for The Voyage and the Return, The Path to Self-Discovery. This is a book of amazing stories, and we have some great offerings that are going along with it. So sign up so you get to be a part of that excitement and support women like Moira, who are honoring her truth, who are shining a light, who are showing up to share their stories. Sometimes, oftentimes, not sometimes, most the time, we are sharing very vulnerable parts of our story. And part of why I'm here on this earth is to help women and men sometimes, but mostly women, really connect to their truth and shine a light on where they've been, where they're at, and where they see themselves going, and help them share their stories in a way of creating a ripple of love and understanding. Because when we can share our own stories from an authentic place, then we have a better understanding of what's happening with other people too. So, and it's always this invitation. It's an invitation for other people to be real and honest with their own life experiences as well. So thank you all so much for joining, and really looking forward to connecting with you on the other side of this video. Take care.
Thank you very much.